What's going on, everybody? It's Billy Digital, and today I want to talk about the 4 principles of building wealth. Now, before I talk about these principles, I want to give you some insight of where these principles came from. So I didn't just throw these, pull these out of my ass. I actually study billionaires. I study millionaires, and I used to work a 9 to 5. I used to work in corporate, and I quit that job. And when I quit that job, I was sleeping on the floor, my friend's office room floor, but they were people that made money. I was around money. So what I did was I studied them. I studied the one thing that each of them had, the one quality. And each of them were in different industries, but they all had some of the same qualities. Now, what are these qualities? First things first is, who do you listen to? Now think about that for a second. Who do you listen to? Do you listen to your parents? Do you listen to your uncle, your auntie? You listen to your friends? You listen to your teachers? Who do you listen to? And then when you think about that, think about where they're at in life. Do they have money? Are they rich? Are they have a good body? Right? Like, what is your goals? Do you want to be wealthy? Do you want to be rich? If you want to be rich, you have to think about this. You can't listen to everybody, because that's like driving from a different state to another state, and you can't use GPS, and the only thing you can do is ask for directions. Well, if I'm asking people that's never been to where I'm going for directions, what's going to happen? I'm going to go down the wrong path. I'm going to think that path is the right path, but you're actually getting away from wealth. So who do you listen to? Number 2 is teachability index. How teachable are you? Are you willing to change what you're doing? Are you willing to learn? A lot of you are stubborn. A lot of you, if people try to give you advice, you get offensive, you get defensive, you get offensive, you get all kind of offensives. You don't want to do anything. You just shut down. You get pissed off. You want to talk bad. You think you know everything. Your teachability index is low, and your money is low. I guarantee it, because wealthy people are always learning. They know that when their cup is full, they have to empty it out. That's why we give back so much. We teach. When you teach people, you're emptying your cup. You come back and pour some more into it. So what's your teachability index? Think about it. If people are telling you something, do you say, I know already? Do you think you know everything, or you know it all? Are you somebody that's always a student? You're always trying to learn. You're always taking notes. Number 3 is training balance scale. Now, if I take this scale right here, if I take my arm, we think the how, the skill is all about how to make money. We think we got to know everything, right? So we think the how tilts everything. And then the why is over here, and we think the why doesn't mean anything. No, it's actually reversed. The why weighs more than the how. It's all about the mindset. It's why are you doing it? If you do something that you truly, truly are passionate about, you have a burning desire to do, you'll never give up. So guess what? You're going to win eventually, right? Slow and steady wins the race. But the problem is, people are so focused on, I got to be technical. I got to go to school. I got to know this. No, you don't. You need to focus on the imagination. You need to focus on the thoughts. You need to focus on feeling good. And then 4th, you go through 4 stages when you're learning. The mind goes through 4 stages when you're learning. And the thing is, people think if you see something one time that you know it, or if you read something one time, you know it. And that's not true at all. So those 4 different steps, I want you to bear with me right here. It's 4. You need to really, really hone in on this. This is very important, this last part right here. Okay, so we have unconscious incompetent. Unconscious incompetent, meaning that you don't know what you don't know. If you never heard of real estate, then you wouldn't know anything about real estate. If you never heard about making money on the internet, you wouldn't know. If you never heard of, if I say copywriting, you never heard that before, you don't know what you don't know, right? You're not exposed to it. Okay, that's what happens when you that's where you are when you don't know something. You're at the unconscious competence. And then you go to conscious incompetent, meaning you don't know it. I know I don't know how to make money. I know I don't know wealth. I know I don't know how to trade stocks. I know I don't know how to do so and so. I know I don't know. Okay, you know that you don't know. And then we go to conscious competence. Conscious competence. That means that you know it, but you still got to work at it. Like, it's not autopilot. It's still like, I know it, but I still got to kind of look back at my notes, right? Got to look back at my notes and check. And then we go to the unconscious competence level. And this is autopilot. When you're unconscious competent, everything just works for you. It's just smooth. It's like tying your shoes. If I say, what's your name? You know your name. Boom. That's how you want to be with information that you take in. Anything that you really want to desire to learn. So what should you listen to? Who should you listen to? What type of information should you be learning? Well, Robert Kiyosaki, he talks about the Cashflow Quadrant. He wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you haven't read that, go read it. But he has another book called the Cashflow Quadrant. Now in the cash flow quadrant, he says that in the quadrants, we have 4 quadrants. And in quadrant 1, you have employed. This is people that work 9 to 5s. And then below that, quadrant 2, you have self-employed. This is people that they work for themselves. And then you have quadrant 3, which is business owner. And you have quadrant 4 down here, which is investor. Now 1 and 2, employed and self-employed, get taxed the most. They have no benefits, no tax benefits. Why? So a lot of you are thinking you're running businesses, but you're actually just self-employed. And a lot of you that work 9 to 5s, you think you have it made, but you're getting taxed the most. So people that are smart money, they go into business owner and investor stages where the money works for you. It's passive. Okay. Well, I came up with something called the success quadrant. I believe that you can't move into those quadrants of being a business owner and investor until you learn some simple skill sets. Now, what are these skill sets? Well, in my quadrant 1, I have mindset. It's all about the mindset. You have blockages in programming that you've been trained to not believe in yourself. You've been trained to have a certain amount of money. So you have to go back. You have to go unfuck yourself pretty much. Okay? Unfuck your mind. And then, I like that. Unfuck your mind. I'm going to write that down. Unfuck your mind. Sometimes you just have ideas, you just got to go with it. Anyways, so then we go from unfuck your mind, we go from mindset to quadrant 2, which I believe is you should start understanding sales, income. Well, now what is sales? Sales is just being able to generate income. You have to be able to generate income, because if you can't generate income, you're not worth anything. You can't do anything. You can't feed your family, you can't feed yourself. So you have to be able to generate income. Do you know how to generate income in thin air? At the snap of a finger, can you make $100? Can you make $1,000? Right? So now we focus on the sales. And then I like to move into marketing. If you have the cure to cancer, but you're on a deserted island, it doesn't matter. Some of you are great. You're awesome. Your products are great. Your services are great, but nobody knows it. Nobody knows you because you don't market yourself. You don't understand marketing. And then we move to the last quadrant, what I like to call copywriting. Being able to sell with your words, being able to make money on the internet with your words. That's the last. So if you can do either one of those, you can make a lot of money. But then I take that a step further and I say, well, what else do you need to know? You need to know real estate. You need to know how to control and manage debt. And you need to know this is what wealthy people invest in, right? This isn't me saying this. This is just research you can go look for yourself. Who do you listen to at the end of the day? You don't have to listen to me. Go listen to the people that are doing it. So real estate, you need to know real estate. Credit, you need to get your credit right. You need leverage. And then personal brand. You need to become a lead magnet because people buy you at the end of the day. So if your company is shit, that means you're shit. If you're shit, your company's shit. So you need to focus on your personal brand and build a brand around yourself. And that's what I want to teach you guys how to do. So that's what I'm going to devote my page to. I'm going to devote my page to teaching you all of the skill sets to take you from point A to point B. If your point B is 10K a month, 5K a month, 20K a month, 30K a month, 50K a month, whatever it may be, I'm going to get you there. But it has to start with you. You have to take the time. So make sure you come to my page, press that follow button, turn your notifications on. Go check out my YouTube, Billy Digital. Go check out my Twitter, official Billy Digital. Go check out if you're on my Instagram, check it out. Just make sure you're in this content. You have to be in it. You have to live it. I live business. I live it. You know why? Because I love it. You have to become a business. You have to start thinking like a business. You don't want to be left out. You don't want to be 67 years old talking to your grandkids and they ask you, why didn't you get rich? But your friend Hal, Henry, and Joe are rich. What were you doing? Oh, well, I didn't take the chance. I had an opportunity to invest. No, you have time now. While you're living, while you're breathing, you still have the time. You still have the time, so it's not too late. So that's all I have for you today on today's episode of Millennial to Millionaire. I'm your host, Billy Digital. And remember, chase the bag.